the Battle of Cowpens from January 17, 1781, it's a one-day battle. Actually, the battle is probably going to take place in less than an hour, the actual fighting here, somewhere around 30 minutes to an hour. And it's all going on right out here where we're walking right now. River cane thickets. Southerners understand what river cane thickets are. And that was growing in abundance here, according to the first-hand accounts. And the folks that were traveling this road, this Green River Road over here to our left, well before the Revolution, called it the Cowpens because they didn't have to build any fences. They could just turn the cattle loose and let them graze for a little bit.
That's fantastic, yeah.
I think that talking about cowpens and its significance in the American Revolution, by this time in 1781, really dark time for the Revolution in the colonies, particularly in South Carolina. The British have destroyed 2 Continental armies already in their time in South Carolina. Lincoln's army down in Charleston, the fall of Charleston in May of 1780. And then just a few months later, in August of 1780, Cornwallis destroys an army under Horatio Gates at the Battle of Camden.
Oh, right.
And there are a lot of South Carolina patriots, Thomas Sumter, Francis Marion, with these militia forces, striking back where they can, but they're not going to be able to defeat the entire British Army. So when a third Continental Army gets constituted and sent south under Nathaniel Greene after Camden, Daniel Morgan comes out of retirement, and Greene is going to split his little small Southern Army and give part of it to Morgan and send him out here to this part of the back country as it was then. And Cornwallis is so concerned by Morgan's presence here that he splits off part of his main British army and gives it to Banastre Tarleton. That's going to constitute about 1,100 soldiers, and sends him into this part of the back country to deal with Daniel Morgan's army. And right out here, on that January morning in 1781, Daniel Morgan nearly destroys that very potent army under the dreaded Bloody Banastre Tarleton.
How did he get that name?
Tarleton's got a notorious reputation of being brutal, deserved or not. That's the reputation that he had. Most of it is going to come from the Battle of Waxhaws, not long after the fall of Charleston in May of 1780, where he and his troops, mostly the British Legion troops, overrun an American unit that was on its way to Charleston before it surrendered, mostly Virginians under Abraham Buford. And his British Legion boys are conflicting reports, of course, but it's pretty much a given that those British Legion boys show no quarter to surrendering American troops and cut down a lot of them while they're surrendering and even after surrendering. So that's the reputation for Banastre Tarleton. Now, he's been in the northern colonies before all this as well, so that reputation is not just earned in South Carolina. His legion has got a dubious reputation throughout the colonies.
I was curious. So in Spartanburg, we have Daniel Morgan Square. We have a statue of Daniel Morgan. There's the Dan, which is the trail through town.
The Dan Trail, yeah.
Yeah. How many things in this area are named after him?
Oh, well, there's a lot. You got the Dan Trail, you've got the statue there. Daniel Morgan Water District, literally, that supplies water to the park, right? As far as how many, I don't know, but everybody's really proud of Daniel Morgan, as well as they should be, right? Daniel Morgan is an icon before, and a legend in the Revolution before this battle even starts.
Right, yeah, you said he came out of retirement. Yeah.
He does. He is one of the main factors and commanders in the Battle of Saratoga, which is really important, brings the French in on the American side by treaty. He distinguishes himself there. He doesn't get a promotion from colonel to brigadier general that he probably deserved. And out of frustration, he just retires and goes home to Virginia for a little while.
Yeah.
Eventually, after Charleston and after Camden, he does get his promotion to brigadier general. And Daniel Morgan, if I could for just a moment, he's what the American dream really is. He starts off as a teenager on the Virginia frontier on his own with nothing but the clothes on his back.
Wow.
He doesn't know how to read, doesn't know how to write, but he brings himself up just out of sheer will, and he's a genius. We throw that word around a lot, but
Right.
With the help of his wife, he learns how to read and write. He's going to start his own wagon business. And by the time of the Revolution, he is a very successful businessman. He owns mills, he owns the wagon business. And by the time of his death, he's a major general in the American Army, not the Continental Army, but the American Army, right? Multi-millionaire. He serves in Congress from Virginia for one term. And all that starts with him being a teenager.
Yeah.
With nothing but the clothes on his back, not knowing how to read and write.
Yeah.
So the guy deserves the statue, in my humble opinion. And I'm going to borrow this line from a Facebook comment about Daniel Morgan on the Parks Facebook page. He deserves to be on money.
Oh, yeah.
That's how influential a figure he was in his time.
Well, I think there's room for him on the penny now.
Sure there is.
Well, tell me about the Spartans.
The Spartan Regiment, huh?
Yeah.
The original regiment, formed in 1775, is under command of Colonel John Thomas Sr.
Okay.
John's a older gentleman by this point in his life, very influential. And the first regiment is where Spartanburg gets its name, and the county. Now, the thing with militia is they don't sign any paperwork. They're not Continentals. They're not bound by a contract. When a commander like Brandon or Thomas would ride through the district and say, hey, I'm raising some troops. We're going to go join Daniel Morgan's army at Cowpens to fight Bannister Tarleton. Do you want to go? Some would say yes, and they'd go to the barn. They'd get on their horse. They'd grab their weapon.
Right.
Wife would bring them a bag of food and say, okay, we'll see you later, and they'd ride off.
Yeah.
And then they would just come home after the battles were over.
Right.
The Fair Forest Regiment, Little River Regiment here as well. All those names and all those places that we're familiar with in what's now Spartanburg County are all represented in some way here or the other. You've got Daniel Morgan's army here encamped on that night of January the 16th, and on this end of the field is where the American lines would have been.
How far out could they see? Like when you say they broke through on that side, how far out were they?
Yeah, so the trees on the battlefield, there's no witness trees, unfortunately. These trees are anywhere from 50 to 100 years old. It's been clear cut many times, lots of iron furnaces in and around this part of the country back in the day. As far as the sight line goes, Daniel Morgan's army and his soldiers here have got an open line of sight. The battlefield is described by first-hand accounts as a open wood with very little undergrowth.
Oh, wow.
So it is a cow pasture in the middle of the deep wilderness. Now off on the sides, just like today, deep woods off on the side, but this natural clearing here. So Daniel Morgan's got really good sight lines. The British are, and as we work toward that in the field, the British and Bannister Tarleton are going to have obstructed views, and you'll see why. It's a very deceptive piece of land from this here. Now, when we get down to the British section and look back this way, you'll be able to see what we're talking about. Just little dips, one little ridge here or there.
I think I can see one right there.
Yeah, that keeps the British from being able to look back this way and see exactly the dispositions of Morgan's troops on the field. Yeah.
So was that his intention was to have this spot because it was difficult to read from over there?
As part of it, yeah, certainly. He likes what he sees. Back in those days, and not necessarily today, there's creeks on each side of this battlefield. This sits up high, those creek bottoms. It drops off to the creek bottoms down below. High creek banks. You got Suck Creek and Buck Creek. they're pretty much gone. There's a little bit left of one of them. And that's going to keep Tarleton's cavalry, his horse soldiers, from being able to get around on the flanks. In those dark times of the revolution, of the rebellion against King George III, this is the battle that sends shockwaves through the colonies. Daniel Morgan's defeated Bannister Tarleton. It's a lightning bolt of hope for both citizen and soldier in the really, really dark days of the revolution. Maybe not the turning point, but most certainly an important part of it. 800 muskets, 1 traveling forge, 35 baggage wagons, 70 Negroes, and upwards of 100 horses with all their music with a K.